Hi, I'm Mitch with Youth English School. Welcome to this lesson on some useful and common phrases in English communication. This kind of practice will be very helpful to you no matter why you're studying English, whether you're planning to go abroad as a student, or you're preparing for an IELTS exam, or you just want to improve your spoken English. Before I begin, I'd like to tell you a couple of jokes. Today I'm using a lot of alphabet jokes. Jokes about the letters in the alphabet. You know, the alphabet, the ABCs. So these are letters in the alphabet. Are you ready? Okay. What letter in the English alphabet is a drink? A drink. T. T-E-A, right? T sounds like T-E-A, T. So that's the joke. It's an alphabet joke, or what letter in the English alphabet sounds like, right? What letter, this is a hard one, a little more difficult. What letter in the English alphabet is always looking for explanations? You know, explanation? Reasons, right? What letter in the English alphabet is always looking for reasons? You got it? Y. Oh, Y. Y sounds like W-H-Y, right? Okay. Let's move on and take a look at likes, preferences, and interests. Common, everyday types of expressions that you can use when you are in conversations with people, anytime you're talking with someone. Very often, these are the kinds of questions that we ask when we get to know someone or we meet someone for the first time, and of course, when you're talking with your friends and possibly, acquaintances. People that you know, but maybe that you don't know very well, but certainly with your friends in English. What do you like? I love rock music. I love rock music. We're going to look at the reply here, which is the short answer in English. So do I. Me too. These are great to practice for casual, friendly conversation, right? To give that short answer. Really? I don't. So we have a negative answer there, right? If you don't love rock music, you can say, really? I don't. Or, really? I don't like rock music. I don't like it. I don't like it would be a little more informal, a little more natural. I don't like it, to use that pronoun. You don't need to repeat that in the sentence. I'm really into dance music. I'm really into dance music, I should say. Because you really want to put a little intonation, put a little stress there, right? To give it a little more emphasis. I'm really into dance music. So am I. And me too. You know, there's some grammar going on here, right? In these short answer replies. The short answer. I am really into dance music. So am I. I love rock music. So do I. This is a little trickier, a little harder to get, but it just means, like, how would you make this into a question? Do you like rock music? Really? So do I, right? Really? I don't. The same answer there for more of a negative response. I like a lot of pop music. I like a lot of pop music. So do I. Me too. Do you? I hate it. Do you? I hate it. I hate it. So you can vary your intonation there, right? You can put more or less emphasis on a word to give it more or less meaning. So do I. Me too. Oh, no, let's go to this. To this like or preference here. I quite like salsa. I quite like salsa. So do I. Me too, right? Or, oh, I'm not very keen on that. I'm not very keen. So keen is a word that we use that's similar to the other word that we used in the previous slide. I'm not really keen on it. Okay? Let's turn the page. Now these are more, this is kind of a neutral. I don't mind jazz. I don't mind jazz. Do you like jazz? I don't mind jazz, which means it's okay. I don't dislike jazz. I don't particularly like it or love it, but, it's okay. I don't mind jazz. It's okay. Oh, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So if you have a reply, if a friend says this, for example, I don't mind pizza. I don't mind pizza. You can have a reply like that. I'm not very keen on folk music. I'm not very keen on folk music, which means, again, that you're not, you don't really like it too much, right? Neither am I. I'm not, so the grammar there, neither am I. I am not, neither am I. Me neither. Another way to give that short answer there. And then, really? I love it. So that's more of an opposite. This person doesn't really like it, but you can say, really? I love it. I like it. I don't like reggae. I don't like reggae. Do you know reggae music? Reggae music is a type or kind or genre of music. Comes from an island not too far from Florida, USA. Jamaica, well, it's pretty far, but it's between Florida, USA and South America. You certainly don't want to try to swim there. It is a little far, but not far on the map, I mean. So the response, neither do I. Neither do I. I quite like it. Also, for the negative response, me neither. Neither do I, me neither. Or, I quite like it. I quite like it. So, we have the opera singer here. There's an expression in English, it's never over until the fat lady sings. So, this is a good picture to kind of express that idiom or idiomatic expression in English. It's never over until the fat lady sings. That means that the opera hasn't finished until a large, plump, or fat opera singer, female, sings the final song. I can't stand, neither can I. You can see the grammar there. Neither can I. Me neither. Really? I quite like it. So, when you're maybe a little surprised because you like something and someone is telling you that they don't. So it's like, really? That's surprising to me because I really like that. Or I quite like it a lot. I hate classical music. Classical music, Mozart, Beethoven. A lot of people don't like classical music. Maybe some people hate classical music. So do I. Me too. That means you agree. You agree. You don't like that kind of music. And then the opposite. Oh, I really like it. Really? You don't like classical music? I really like it. And things like that. When you're expressing and talking about things and you want to give it kind of an example of what you're talking about and things like that. Kind of a comparison, a way to say, I don't like pizza, pasta, and food like that. We often call those maybe group nouns, types of nouns that go together. She's very keen on poetry, drama, and that sort of thing. I would say that should be a thing there. and that sort of thing. You could say in those sorts of things, that would be okay. When you are kind of making a list of what people like or what people do, what they're into and keen on. I think I was referring to those two expressions earlier. Into something and keen on something means you really are interested in it and really enjoy it a lot, right? Let's take a look at our next page. So this young girl is saying, I try to eat healthy food. Simple pasta and stuff like that. Simple pasta and salads and stuff like that. And things like that is okay. To give, again, that example of other things that are in that same category. Usually nouns, like pasta and salad. Maybe she... I don't know if pasta is really all that healthy. It's pretty healthy. It depends on what kind of pasta. It really does, because there are all kinds and different types of pasta. And some of the sauces are cream sauces, so they can be very, very fattening. We have a couple of wrestlers in this picture, and the statement is, my husband dislikes boxing and wrestling. So it's actually wrestling. But I hate things like that. Things like that. Things like boxing and wrestling, which are, contact sports. Sports where people are fighting, are wrestling, which means trying to control someone physically, right? Control their body physically. What kind of things, sort of stuff do you like? What kind of things, what sort of stuff do you like? Is a question you could ask someone when you're talking about likes and preferences and interests. Look forward to, when you are looking forward to doing something, right? When you are waiting for something to happen and expecting something to happen. And you are excited about it, right? I'm looking forward to going home. Look at the grammar, don't forget that. We'll maybe have some of that in the exercises at the end. I always look forward to my birthday. I always look forward. So be careful with the grammar there when you practice. But remember, in spoken or oral English, sometimes those little grammar mistakes aren't such a big deal, right? I'm not looking forward to the exams because I haven't done much work. I'm not looking forward to something. And I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Okay? Let's continue. Now, when we talk about preferences, we often say, what do you prefer? Which do you prefer? So, preferences means usually when you have a choice between two things, right? Which do you prefer? Rice or noodles? Which one do you like more? Those are preferences. So, generally speaking, here are some questions, some expressions that you can use. Which do you prefer, tea or coffee? Which do you like more, tea or coffee? I prefer coffee to tea in the morning, but in the afternoon I usually drink tea. So we say I prefer something to something. I prefer one thing to another. Okay? This page looks at specific occasion or occasions, right? I might actually put an S there for occasions. What are occasions? A specific time when something happens, right? maybe a birthday, a celebration of some kind. We often have special occasions, right? When people get together and do things together socially. Student A says, we can go to the cinema or the theater. It doesn't matter. Which would you prefer? I prefer to go to the cinema, or I'd rather go to the cinema. So this is almost like a suggestion, right? Almost like a suggestion. But it's asking to be polite. Maybe when you're not really sure what you want to do, or which choice that you want to make, you can ask a friend or someone what they would prefer to do, right? And are you interested in? This is kind of the same as keen on, or are you into something, into, or interested, or keen on. Are you interested in Latin American music? Yes, very much. So a short answer, yes, very much. Or, no, not really. No, it doesn't interest me at all. If you say at all, what does that mean, do you think? At all. Well, it means that you feel very strongly about that. Not at all. No way. It doesn't interest me at all is more of a strong opinion, right? A strong preference. And preferences are really kind of like opinions, right? What you think about things. Things that you like more than other things. All right, it's time for the exercise portion of the video lesson. I will do a couple for you or with you, and then I'll let you have a moment to look at the questions and finish the exercises on your own, okay? Number 1, correct the mistakes in these dialogues. One mistake in each. There's one mistake to correct. Dialogues. What are dialogues? Dialogues. Well, if you like movies like me, dialogue is what people say, right? The spoken words that people have in a movie is called a dialogue. The questions and sentences, you know, what they say to each other. So this is a dialogue. One can be student A and one can be student B, okay? Student A says, I love modern art. Yes, so I do. So I do. Remember, this is that short answer. When you're agreeing with someone, giving a short answer. Do you love modern art? Do you love modern art? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You can make this into a question, a do you question, and that'll help you to match the grammar here. Yes, I do. Do you like this? Do you like this video lesson? Do you like this? Yes, I like very much. I like very much. Now, this is an example of where you need to use a pronoun for the noun, right? I like it here. It. Very much. You could also say, yeah, I very much like it. That's okay. I very much like it, but this is more informal, casual, friendly language. Yes, I like it very much. This is also when you feel a little more strongly about something. You could also say, yeah, I like it. Okay, take a look at questions 3 through 8 for a moment, and I'll come back and we'll do them together, okay? How did you do? Hi. Hello again. Maybe I came in out of the frame there a little bit, or from off the frame. Let's take a look at number 2 together, or number 3, I should say. Let's look at 3. Would you like to go out? No, I prefer to stay here. No, I prefer to stay here, right? I prefer to stay here. To stay. Remember, that's that verb where, depending on the sentence, I would prefer to do something. I prefer, you could also change this to staying here. Either one is okay. Number 4, I'm looking forward to see you next week. Well, right there, what should you do there? Yep, that's right, ing. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. I'm looking forward to doing something, right? Do you like tea? Remember the alphabet joke? What letter in the English alphabet is a drink? Tea, that's right. Yes, but I prefer coffee than tea. I prefer coffee than tea. There's a problem right there, right? Just say to. You are comparing one thing to another, right? Then would be a different kind of expression or phrase. I prefer coffee more than tea, okay? Number 6, does he like football? Does he like football? No, he's not interested in sport. He's not interested in sport. These are mostly grammar type questions. All you have to do is just practice them and try to learn them. And remember that for communication, for general English communication, these kinds of mistakes are okay. You can make those mistakes. But when you begin preparing for tests like the IELTS, you have to be a little more careful. So let's take out ing. Interested. He's not interested in sport. Number 7, I don't like his new CD. I don't like his new CD. Short answer, and the answer is no, so do I. No, so do I. We don't need so because that means you like it too or you agree with something. And we use neither or neither. Neither or neither. In English, we have an expression. It goes like this. You say tomato and I say tomato. So very often in English, there is more than one way to pronounce a word. Neither, neither. Number 8, I don't mind to help them. I don't mind to help them. So again, the grammar, the form of the verb here you have to change. I don't mind helping. I don't mind helping them, right? Okay, good. Okay, now this time complete the phrases in red in these sentences, okay? I'll do the first one right now with you, and then you can do the rest in about 20 seconds or so on your own, and we'll see how you do. My sister loves Robbie Williams, but I can't. Do you know this person? Robbie Williams? It's okay if you don't. You know, you're not going to know all of the famous people from the West, either from America, my country, or in this case, from England. Robbie Williams is a really famous singer. Huge, very popular in England and also around the world. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. That's a very strong opinion. But when we talk about things like movies and music and sports, entertainment, things like that, we very often have very strong opinions, right? I can't stand Robbie Williams. I happen to love him. He's a great singer. He has a beautiful voice. But, you know, that's an opinion. So Just because someone likes his music doesn't mean you have to either. Okay? All right, take a look at these and I'll be right back. How are you doing? Well, just do your best. That's all you can do. It really depends on your level of English, where you are in your English study. If you are in elementary, a lower level student, these kinds of fill-in-the-blank questions can be a little challenging, can be a little hard. If you are an intermediate student, lower intermediate student, they'll be a little bit easier for you. But remember, it's always good to practice the sentences. And if you're finding this a little easy, you can practice your intonation, how you say the sentences, where you put the stress in the sentences to emphasize or change the meaning. Okay, let's look at letter B. He likes windsurfing and water skiing and that sort of thing. Or that sort of stuff. They're not very keen on. Keen on. They're not really interested in sightseeing. Do you really enjoy things? Do you really enjoy seeing things like that? Do you really enjoy things like that? Are you looking forward, right? Remember that one? Looking forward to something, looking forward to doing something, which means you're thinking about the future, something that is going to happen in the future, and you're excited about it. It's something that you can't wait to happen. I love the cinema, but this particular film doesn't. Well, a couple of words here. Interest me is the best one. No, I was thinking of another word, suit me, but that's a different word. Doesn't interest me at all. Carol is really, if it's one word, the best one here is into modern art. She's really into modern art. If it's two words, you could say, keen on. She's really keen on modern art, or interested in. That's all the same thing. She's really into modern art at the moment. Personally, I hate it. And H. We look forward to hearing. We look forward to hearing from you when someone is supposed to get back to you, to contact you in the future, right? Okay. Next page. Here are some more exercises. We're going to practice a couple more pages in this lesson. Look at number 3. I'll do this with you. This is actually the sample or the example. It's done for you. Maybe we'll do this one together, and you can take a look at these on your own, okay? Rewrite the sentences using the word on the right. The meaning must stay the same, okay? Look at number A. I hate these new shoes. So we're going to say it in another way using stand. And the expression or the phrase is I can't stand, which means I hate. I hate these new shoes. I can't stand something. B, I think they'd prefer to go home. I think they'd prefer to. One word can be used there. Okay? Take a moment to look at those. Do the exercises. If they're easy for you, just practice saying the sentences and stressing the words in red, right? Okay. So you have to rewrite or change these sentences using a word in red. How did you do? Let's take a look together, okay? I think they'd rather go home. I think they'd rather go home. Here. I don't find his books interesting. Interest. I'm not interested in his books, right? I'm not interested in his books. Or, his books don't interest me. Both is okay there, right? D, I don't really like that sort of thing. I don't really like that sort of thing. Now, we're using things here, and the sentence that we're giving as an example is, I don't really like things like that. I don't really like things like that. You could also say, I really don't like those sorts of things. That's okay too. Those sorts of things. I find archaeology very interesting. I find archaeology. 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 Do you know archaeology? That is the study of very old things. Things like dinosaur bones, right? Things like old household items, like pottery in China. The sorts of things that people used to use to build things and use a long time ago. What's the answer? I'm very interested. That's right. I'm very interested in archaeology. And the last one, mind. I think the new building is okay. I think the new building is okay. Very neutral kind of an answer. I don't mind the new building. I don't mind it. It's okay. When you don't really feel strongly about something, when you are kind of neutral, you know, you're okay with the building. Good. And our final slide in this lesson, let's take a look at some sentences here. Practicing, what's this? Short answer, right. Short answer. We're going to practice this 2 ways because quite often there are a couple of ways you can give a response or a reply when you're using a short answer. So we'll take a look at those 2, okay? Agree with each of these sentences using so or neither. So there are your 2 kind of clues there. You're going to agree with this, not disagree, but agree, using so or neither. This one is so you're going to use neither here. And then think of so and neither, 2 short replies for each one, okay? I love this ice cream. I love this ice cream. So do I, right? And when you give a neither response, we have to think about that for a second. I don't really see a neither there. So let's take a look at the next one, okay? I like strawberries. I like strawberries. If you have I like strawberries, you can say so do I, and you can say me too, okay? Me too. Oh, I see. Okay, so sometimes the statement is a negative, right? So you actually are agreeing by using the negative. I get that, okay. So I love ice cream, so do I. We can't really use neither there. I like strawberries, so do I, and me too. Me too, okay? Okay, try these exercises, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm sorry if that was confusing. The teacher, I was a little confused on that. And I figured it out. We're using or. So you can use so or neither depending on the type of sentence, right? I don't like cold tea. I don't like cold tea. Neither do I. I can't work with music on. I can't work with music on. That means if you're studying or working, you don't like to hear music when the music is turned on, right? Me neither, right? Me neither. I'm single. I'm single. So am I. I'm not married. I'm not married. Neither am I. Neither am I. You could also say me neither, or me neither. Yeah, we're going to write me too or me neither next to each of your answers. But let's do that together, because this particular page, I've confused myself. And by confusing myself, I've probably confused you, and I'm sorry. I apologize for that. So let's look at it together, okay? We're going to use me too or me neither. So I love this ice cream. Me too. That's right. I like strawberries. Me too. I don't like cold tea. Me neither. Me neither. I can't work with music on. Me neither. I'm single. Me too. I'm single too. I'm not married. Me neither. Right? Me neither. I'm married. My wife is from Thailand. So I would say to you, I'm married. I'm married. What would you say? Well, it depends on your marital status. It depends on if you're married or single. If you're single, you would say, what? I'm married. I'm married. What's the answer? So am I. If you're married, so am I, right? Okay. What did we learn in this lesson? Well, we looked at some useful and common expressions for likes, preferences, and interests. We also practiced some common expressions for using this kind of language. I hope that the lesson was enjoyable for you and that you were able to learn and practice some English with me today. Remember to check out the quiz at the end of the video. My name's Mitch from Youth English School. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.